So now let's take another related problem, which is very interesting in understanding time and space complexity. So imagine if I have two lists. Let's assume I have list 1, right, and I have list 2, right? So let's assume they are of different sizes. Let's assume list 1 has 0, 1, 2, so on so forth, n minus 1 elements, right? Which means it's a list of n elements, right? Similarly, let's assume I have another list L2 which has 0, 1, 2, so on so forth, m elements, right? So it has m elements. So I have two lists. Now my problem or my problem is to find elements that are common in list L1 and L2, right? So let's assume there is a number here which is 32. Let's assume the number 32 is also found here at some other index. This is at index 2, this is at index 1. I want 32 to be printed, right? Suppose if there is a number here, let's assume there is a number here called 42. Let's assume 42 doesn't exist anywhere. I don't want to print it. So think of it like set intersection. So I want to find elements which are there in both L1 and L2. I want to print those elements. Now, what is the time complexity for? So let's look at the simplest of solutions or the algorithms. The solution goes as follows. So first I'll run. So which is the smaller loop here? Let's take L1, right? So let's assume just for simplicity that m is less than equal to n, just for simplicity. Okay, of course, given two elements, one of them will be less than equal to the other. Given two numbers, one of them will be less than equal to the other number, right? Let's just assume for simplicity that m is less than equal to n, just for simplicity. Now comes the fun part. To find common elements, what do? I take the 0th element here. First, I take the 0th element as my query element. I take the 0th element as my query element. I'll say q equals to the 0th element. Now I try to find that q in each of them. Remember, my lists are not sorted. Neither of my L1 and L2 are not sorted. So we wrote a simple algorithm, right, where I can find a given query element in another list. So how much time does it take to find this element in this? It would take me the first element, it will take me roughly m comparisons to check whether it exists in this list or not. For the second element, now it will again take me m comparisons to check whether it exists in this list L2 or not. Third element, I'll again take m, so on and so forth. For each of these elements, I'm doing m comparisons to see whether it's present in L2 or not. So what is my total number of comparisons? So my total number of comparisons is m plus m plus m plus so on n times, which becomes n into m. Because for each element here, to check whether it's present in the other list takes m comparisons, right? So the time complexity for this is order of n into m, right? These are the roughly these are the number of comparisons I have. Right? This is the simplest of algorithms. Now let's see the code for this. This is clear, right? What about space? So this is taking order of n plus m time. What about space? It's order of 1 because I'm not using any additional space in addition to what was already given to me. I was given L1 and L2. This is my input, right? Within this solution, I'm not using any more additional space. I'm just using like a value of q to store, right? That's like negligible, right? It's still order of 1 space. So this simple algorithm takes order of n into m time, right? Order of n into m time and order of 1 space. Now, can we improve this? Before we go about improving it, let's look at some simple source code to do it, right? So the source code is very simple. I have two lists here and I'm randomly shuffling them. This list is of size 100 elements. This list is of size 50 elements, right? Now I'm saying for I in L1, right? Take an element in L1, take an element in L2, check if they're same. If they're same, print them. And I'm keeping a count here to count how many times did I find a common element. Right? Very simple code. Now, whenever you see this twin loop, right? This loop will run because L2 is of size m. This loop will run m times and this loop will run n times. And the total time is n into m, right? Order of n into m. Space, I'm not using much space. I'm just using literally space for count, just only one additional space, right? So it's only order of one space. Now the question here is, can we improve this using some interesting data structures? We'll see that in the next video.